morning, guys. Well, actually, good afternoon. It is 12:30 already. I'm vlogging today. I feel like I have not vlogged in forever, but today is kind of a special day. Today is actually me and Oscar's dating anniversary. So I know that normally after you get married, you usually just stick with your like wedding anniversary, but when we were dating, we started dating officially February 18th of 2013. That makes it 6 years today, and I just so happened to be off from work because it's President's Day, so we didn't have school today, and we are going to spend the day together. We've been up since like 7:30. We went to go see a new location for a restaurant that Oscar and his family are hoping to open soon. Then after that, he had to go get a haircut, and now we're finally back at the house, and our crib that we ordered from IKEA should be showing up soon. They called and said they were like 20 minutes away. So we're here getting ready for them to deliver that, and then we'll be putting that together. So super excited. And then later tonight, we'll probably be doing like a little date. We haven't really planned exactly what we're gonna do, but I'm sure we're gonna go out and get something to eat, maybe see a movie, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just bring you guys along and we will see what we get into. Also, I am vlogging with my actual camera, not my phone. I'm not used to having to hold the camera up, and my arm is getting like super tired, so if it's a little shaky and if the angle is like super awkward, please ignore that. I mean, there's really no good angle for my face at this point during my pregnancy because I feel like I've just blown up, not as much as I'm gonna blow up by the end of it, but since I am 2 months away, 9 weeks tomorrow from my due date, I'm sure there is more time for me to get even puffier, but yeah, as you can see, pregnancy glow, not really happening right now. But first, coffee. Oh, that's true. We didn't even think about that. So that wasn't too bad of a setup. Knowing IKEA, it could take you days or hours. It's so weird to think that we're actually going to be using this. Right now it's just like a piece of furniture, but it's actually gonna be like a part of our daily lives soon. All right, Emily. So how long did it take us to decide on dinner? 2 hours. No, an hour and some change. Right, so obviously it is a couple days later. I didn't film the rest of our anniversary / Valentine's Day on Monday, just because we went to go get sushi, and that was kind of a little bit of a fail because I ended up ordering something that I can't even eat because I'm pregnant. So we just went to Publix and we got some cake and some ice cream because that was what was gonna make me feel better. How we're treating ourselves on our anniversary. Not too bad. So yeah, basically that we just watched TV the rest of the night and that was pretty much all we did. So I figured I would just wait until we had our next doctor's appointment, which was this past Thursday, to talk about that and include those clips in this video as well. So I actually already tried to film this last night. Basically, I talked for 25 minutes just about the doctor's appointment. Like, I don't know why when I'm filming, all of a sudden, everything I say just takes forever for me to get it out. So that is like really an issue I need to work on. So I'm going to refilm that part of the video now, and hopefully it will be a lot shorter for you guys. So I turned 31 weeks on Tuesday. So at this appointment, I needed to go and talk to member services about insurance because I'm still on my mom's insurance and my husband doesn't have health insurance. So we needed to figure out what the costs would be to bring the baby to my doctor's for his first appointment, like the day after you come home from the hospital. Just because I have an appointment that day as well where I'll get my breast pump, so I wanted to see how much it would be to bring him with me and do his appointment there so that it's more convenient, because we are planning on getting him a separate health insurance plan, but obviously we won't have one by then. And then also we wanted to see how much it would cost for the hospital bills ahead of time, which was really good to know because, so my insurance, I have Kaiser and they are nonprofit, so it doesn't matter if I have a vaginal delivery, a C-section, if I'm in the hospital for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, having a baby is just a flat rate. So that was really good to know, and it's really not even as expensive as I thought it was going to be, so that's just like a nice relief. So I need to talk to member services. I was supposed to get my Group B swab, which, if you don't know what that is, warning before you look it up because it is not super pleasant. And then I also needed to get my Tdap shot, which my husband will need to get as well, and my mom. They pretty much say anybody that's going to be around the baby for the first like couple weeks should have their Tdap. Since I had to get a shot, because if you know me, you know I absolutely hate shots, I decided to bring my mom along. She is going to be in the room with me during birth, so I will probably start bringing her to more of my later appointments, but we wanted to get an ultrasound done because she was going to be there, and also because the further you get along in your third trimester, the less ultrasounds they do because you can't really see as much. Basically, the baby's so big that you'll only see like larger spaces of his body and not his whole body like in one picture. So we wanted to get an ultrasound done now while I'm still like 31 weeks and not further along where we really won't be able to see anything like super clear. I think actually my doctor's going to do one more ultrasound when I'm like 36 or 38 weeks, but that's just to check to see what position he's in, and she did tell me that he is already head down. So unless he decides to flip himself around, which could be very possible because he's super active and he's constantly moving like he is right now. So basically we went to member services, talked to them, all of that was good. Went into the room, the doctor came in, did the ultrasound. It was super cute. We got to see his little feet kicking. He turned his head like side to side, and then he also opened his mouth and swallowed a little bit. So that was super cute to see. And we got some pictures, even though it's really hard to tell what you're looking at, but they're still cute anyways. And she took another picture of his genitals. I'm not really sure why. She said some people like to keep them for scrapbooks, and I was like, sure, why not? But don't really care about staring at my son's genitals. So after that, the doctor basically was like, okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and like goes to run out the door. And I was like, and she stopped and looked at me like, what's wrong? And I was like, are we not doing the, and then I like paused because I didn't know whether I wanted to say the groupie swab or the Tdap shot, because obviously I don't want to get either of those done, and I was not excited about getting both of them done in one appointment. So I was like, which one should I say? So I just was like, the Tdap shot. And she was like, oh, you haven't gotten that yet? Yeah, I can send the nurse in, you know, we can take care of that. And I was like, great. So I didn't have to do my Group B swab, so I'll probably do that at my next appointment in 2 weeks. So I get to look forward to that again. But the nurse came in to do the shot. Now, when I got my flu shot, my mom was the only one there with me, and it was different. We went to, it wasn't like an actual doctor's appointment, so it was kind of a different environment. It wasn't like as, I guess, scary. I don't know. I don't want to say like I'm scared of getting shots, and I'm not even afraid of needles either, because I can get my blood drawn like a pro. So I think it's just like, I think just the mental part of it, like I just think about it way too much. But for my flu shot, I did super well. Like my mom distracted me with showing me like videos of my nephew on her phone, and I like didn't even feel the shot, and my arm wasn't even sore afterwards, nothing. So I was like, okay, I did great for this flu shot. You know, this one I can do easy. So I had my husband and my mom in the room, and my hands are already like sweaty, right? Because I'm nervous. So she comes around to the right side, and normally I always tell them to do it on the left because I'm right-handed. So obviously I'm going to use my right arm more and it'll be more sore. But she already started coming around to the right side, so I was like, I'm not going to say anything because like I'm just trying to keep myself together at this point. So I was basically just like focusing. And I looked down, and then I was like, okay, I need to like stop thinking about it already. So I like look over at my mom, and she's just like talking to me, and right before I knew she was about to do it, she told me she was going to count to 3, which I was like, great, this makes me feel like a baby. But I felt from my chin down my neck just get like super hot, like just a flash of heat. And I was like, oh God. And my mom like jumps up from her chair and starts showing me stuff like on her phone. And then she did the shot, and I guess I tensed up. I didn't think I tensed up, but my arm immediately was sore right afterwards, and it's still sore today, and it's 2 days later. So yeah, I think I definitely tensed up a little bit. But when we were leaving the appointment, my husband was like, you were this close to breaking down. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you looked like you were about to start bawling. And I was like, no, I wasn't. Like, I kept it together. Like, I did a good job. What are you talking about? And he was like, why do you think your mom, like, jumped up from the chair? And I was like, well, what happened? Like, did my eyes get watery? Like, I didn't even notice. And he was like, no, your entire face just, like, went red. Like, I don't know why I freak out about shots so much, but I'm just glad that that's over with. I'm pretty sure that's my last shot I'm gonna have to get for this pregnancy. I might have to get like more blood drawn or whatever, but that's fine. But anyways, later that night, I was laying in bed and my arm was hurting, and I was whining to my husband, and I wanted him to kind of feel, because he was telling me that the shot was like down here, but it felt like my arm was like a solid block up here at the top. So I wanted him to like kind of feel how hard it felt. Like my muscle was so tight, but I didn't want him to touch it either. So I was just kind of like, eh. And so he just like barely brushed my arm, and I just like flipped out and I started crying. And he basically had to rub my back the entire night. I was just bawling my eyes out because I was tired and hormonal and in pain. So yeah, that was not my best moment of pregnancy. But besides that, everything else has been great so far. Like I said in my other videos, I'm super fortunate for not having any issues or concerns come up during my pregnancy. Everything's been right on track, and we've just been really lucky. I haven't had any like back pain or like swelling, just really all the bad stuff that a lot of people talk about with their pregnancies. I haven't gotten pretty much any of that. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but at least so far, I still feel really good. The only symptoms I've been having recently, I would say, is TMI, but gassiness. So obviously at night I get bloated. I think a lot of people get bloated at night in general, but I have just been getting so gassy and bloated at night. My stomach gets really tight, and it was a constant thing for at least a couple weeks, I feel like. Like now I haven't been as gassy recently, and gas pains are like the worst because they're like cramps kind of, like it's just constant. So the gas has definitely been the worst. And then the only other thing is just like how hard it's been to like bend down recently. So obviously my stomach is a lot bigger now, and it's like hard, you know? It's basically like you have a beach ball in there. It's not like, it doesn't squish when you bend over, it stays in its shape. So putting on my socks and my shoes in the morning and things like that, I've definitely kind of hurt myself a couple times because I thought I could stay in like a bent down position for a certain amount of minutes, and it did not work out. And then also like washing my face at night, I can't bend over the sink for the time that it takes to wash my face, so I have to basically bend my knees and like kind of do a squat while I'm trying to like lean over the sink without bending like my back too much. I'm sure that's gonna get way worse in the next few weeks as I start to get closer to my due date. But that's just basically what I've been dealing with a little bit more lately. But yeah, so that's really all I wanted to say in this video. Hopefully I can condense it to a lot less than 25 minutes. And I just want to say thanks to everybody that has been following me on my pregnancy journey so far. I probably won't have another video until maybe next weekend, because my husband's family will be throwing us our baby shower, and we're also doing our hospital tour that day as well. And then the weekend after that will be my family's baby shower that my sisters are throwing me. So I don't know if I'm gonna put those both into one video or not yet. So it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks before my next video comes out. But thank you guys again. Please like, subscribe, and share. And please leave me a message in the comments down below about your pregnancy, if you're pregnant right now and how things are going, how far along you are, or if you remember being around 31 weeks in a previous pregnancy, if you remember your symptoms and how you're feeling. I love to hear other people's stories, so don't be afraid to talk to me in the comments. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. So this is what I look like at almost 32 weeks. I feel like the camera makes me look bigger than I look in person because I still have a lot of people telling me that I look tiny for how far along I am. Obviously you can see my belly button is pretty much popped out. I don't think it's going to pop out any more than that because I didn't have a full outie to begin with. And then the linea nigra, you can see a little bit here, hasn't gotten any darker than like when it first showed up. So I'm not sure how much darker that's gonna get, but yeah, basically this is what I'm looking like these days. Not too bad.